Yeah, I'm in the zone, man. I'm in the zone. Today, we're going to talk about black people are spiritually lost. Yes, black people are spiritually lost. And I wanted to make this video simply because I feel like as black people, we have to be spiritually inclined with the truth. We have to be spiritually aware enough to the point where if we can tell if we're being lied to or not. We can tell if we're being deceived or not. I feel like we got to get to the point to where we can understand and recognize if somebody's trying to trick us spiritually. Part of the inspiration for this video was watching Billy Carson get schooled in a debate by Wes Huff. If you guys don't know who Billy Carson is, if you guys don't know who Wes Huff is like a Christian um theologian, Christian scholar type guy. And Billy Carson is somebody who talks about like the Anunnaki and outer space and aliens and all that stuff. And pretty much a lot of people looked at Billy Carson as somebody who was spiritually aware. They looked at Billy Carson as somebody who knew what he was talking about. He sounds intelligent, uses big words, talks in a monotone voice. And so people thought that Billy Carson knew what he was talking about. But long story short, come to find out, if you watch the Wes Huff versus the Billy Carson debate, you'll see that Billy Carson took a mean L, a mean L versus Wes Huff. So, yeah, man, that was part of my inspiration for making this video. It's like a lot of people believed in Billy Carson. A lot of people bought into what Billy Carson would say. Billy Carson did a lot of interviews, Joe Rogan, and just a few others. A lot of popular podcasts and interviews were done by Billy Huff, excuse me, Billy Carson. And, he's doing seminars, he's doing lectures, things of that nature. And I feel like if you're doing lectures, seminars, guest appearances, if you're on podcasts that are reaching millions of viewers, if you're going to be on podcasts, if you're going to be on lectures, if you're going to have a stance, if you're going to consider yourself an academic scholar or a scholar or an expert on the subject, then you might want to actually be an expert on the subject. And so, me personally, I never fell for the Billy Carson hype train. A lot of y'all will hear about somebody who mentions the Anunnaki and mention aliens and scrolls and all this stuff, and y'all will buy it. Somebody just talk about comedicism or some tablets, and y'all considering this person the next theologian. Y'all consider this person a scholar, and they just gave y'all some fluff and some big words, and said it in a monotone way, made y'all jump. So yeah, man, I just feel like you know, black people are spiritually lost, and I I'll do the all lives matter version of this. It'd be like all people are spiritually lost, but I want to talk to my black people because first of all, I'm black and or brown, and second of all, I feel like let's say we're the chosen ones. As chosen ones, we have to lead by example. It's like Israel in the scriptures were able to lead the Gentiles. So the Gentiles could look at Israel, they could look at the Yahudim, they could look at the Nazarene to see how the Creator is to be worshipped. You feel me? Like the Gentiles or any other nations, they would look and see what Israel was doing, or Yasharel. They would look at Israel, they would look at the Yahudim, which I would call Jews. They would look at them to see how to worship in truth and spirit. And so I feel like we've lost that, especially as black people, because if we're Most High's chosen people, then I feel as though we have gotten away from that. We've gotten away from being Most High's chosen people. And by us getting away from being Most High's chosen people, we have lost our ability to set an example for those who may not know how to follow or worship in truth and spirit. You know, by us forgetting how to be an example, people that were depending on us to direct them to worship in truth and spirit no longer have us to direct them to worship in truth and spirit, because now we're lost as a people. I feel like majority of black people are either religious or atheists. Um, feel like feel like a lot of black people are religious or they're atheists, and to me, I feel like neither is a helpful situation, because if you're an atheist, it's not helping anybody. If you're religious, you're not helping anybody. You know, with black people, they either believe in Jesus, or they're Jewish, or they're Muslim, or they believe in nothing. And I feel like all of those, if you're not believing in the truth, then you're spiritually lost. If you're spiritually lost, you're only but so much help. And so I just look like, as black people, we need to, or brown people, we need to get back on track. We need to get back to the truth so that we could be beneficial to our lives and to the people around us, but also so we can be beneficial to those who don't know how to worship in truth and spirit. Um, I feel like we need to get back to worshiping in truth and spirit, so that way we could be an example, so people can see us and know how to worship in truth and spirit. Because when we being deceived, people looking at us and they see us being deceived, now they go and be deceived. And now we have a whole lot of people being deceived. That's why I said black people have to get back to the spiritual truth, because we're lost spiritually. What's the spiritual truth? The Hebrew word, the Hebrew scriptures, and the Hebrew Messiah of Yahusha HaMashiach, and the creator Yahuwah or Elohim. Not about religion, it's about relationship. Knowing the name means you have a good relationship, because in relationships, we call our partner, or we call our spouse, by their name. We know them by their name. They may have a nickname, but the relationship is a relationship because we know each other's name and we use each other's name. Simple as that. So, relationship starts with the name. So, you know the name of your spouse, or you know the name of your partner, then you need to know the name of the creator. And so that will start your journey in worshiping the truth and spirit. And y'all know me, I have a lot of biblical gems. I have a lot of scripture gems, just real life gems, just gems in general. That's why this is the Jim Jones podcast, because I drop gems. So with all that being said, um, I plan to address the issue of black people being spiritually lost. I plan to provide information on how we can get back to spiritual truth. I plan on making more content and videos about this. Yes, I'll talk about relationships, but I'm also going to talk about spirituality, because they intertwine. And so, you know, it's the Jim Jones channel, so I want to drop gems about relationships. I want to drop gems about finances, but I also want to drop gems about spirituality and, like physical things, or just news, or just daily topics, or just hot topics. So I am going to address the Billy Carson verse West Huff debate. Not in this video. Going to do that in a later video. Going to do that. That's going to be the next video. But this video is just addressing the problem of the brown people being lost spiritually. We doing all types of other spiritual things. That's cool, but it's not the truth. So you just shouldn't do things because you want to do things. You should do things because it's the truth. We live in a world that's truthful and it has order. And so by you choosing to do things out of order and out of truth, you're hurting yourself and you're also hurting those around you. That's why I worship in truth and spirit. So that way I'm not hurting myself and I'm also not hurting those around me. And that also keeps me safe from being exposed as a grifter. As you can see, a lot of people, a lot of the people that y'all like are being exposed as grifters. So yeah, I know me personally, just to mention Billy Carson one more time, I never really did too much research on his material. I saw a couple of his videos and was like, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. But other than that, man, y'all be safe from the grifters. Y'all be safe from the pseudo intellects. Y'all be safe from those who just say anything that sounds good, just sprinkle some big words in there. Y'all stay safe. Just stay vigilant. Stay prayed up. Stay researched. You know what I'm saying? Just stay ahead of the game. Stay ahead of the curve. And use your discernment. And I'll help y'all spot the grifters. I'll help y'all spot the fakes. I'll help y'all spot people that don't care about y'all, just want to use y'all for y'all money. I got y'all. We're going to keep making this content. We're going to keep educating the people. And we're going to keep dropping these gems. I got y'all. We out.